President Biden is heading to Baltimore today to get a firsthand look at the destruction from the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The president will meet with the families of the 6 workers who died last week. The Army Corps of Engineers says it plans to reopen the Port of Baltimore by the end of May. With us now is the mayor of Baltimore, Brandon Scott. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for being with us. You will be with the president later today. What is it that you want him to see?
Well, we know that this president is a full believer and understands in Baltimore, but understands the significance of this tragedy, not just for those families, not just for the city of Baltimore, but for this entire country because of how important our port is. I want the president to see that devastation up close. And then we want him, of course, to do what he always does when a tragedy happens, meet with those most directly impacted. And we're appreciative to have him here, but understanding that the president and his team have been supporting us since the bridge collapsed, unfortunately, early that morning.
What does Baltimore need from the federal government?
Well, listen, the federal government, the president said he was going to move heaven and earth to help Baltimore, and he has done exactly that. His team has been on the ground. We have a wonderful unified command with his team, our fabulous governor, Governor Moore's team, my team, the counties and the county executives. We have that great federal support. We've had, I was with the SBA secretary. We've had Secretary Buttigieg here. We've had the full weight of the federal government here, and we know that's going to continue. All we need is to continue great partnership that we've had with the president and his team through this tragedy and, quite frankly and honestly, throughout his term.
So you do know that there are some national Republicans pushing back on the idea of the federal government footing the bill for this. Ralph Norman said, quote, "The very thought of having the federal government pay for the Baltimore Bridge is totally absurd," all caps. This exemplifies the old slogan, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Congressman Dan Mueser called the plan outrageous, said we just can't take the easy route all the time and just try to spend the taxpayers' money. What do you say to these Republican lawmakers?
Yeah, I say that they are just the loud and wrong part of the Republican Party. We know that the smart, willing, and understanding and knowing Republicans will be supportive because they know this is the #1 port in the country for roll-on, roll-off. They know that not having that farming equipment going out to the Midwest is not just going to hurt Democratic cities or Democratic states. This is not a Republican or Democratic issue. This is an American issue, American port that is supporting American workers, not just here in Baltimore, but across the country. But I've spoken with my congressional leaders, both of my senators, Van Hollen and Senator Cardin, who said they've talking to folks, even like Senator McConnell, who understands the importance. My Congressman Mfume, is speaking with the Speaker of the House, and he understands the importance of this issue. And we're not going to allow the loud folks to take us away and distract us away, which is an American tragedy that is impacting not just my great city of Baltimore, but cities and counties and places around the country.
What's the latest on when you think the channel will be open for commercial traffic to get some of those commercial ships that are stuck inside out and some of the ones outside in?
Well, we have the timeline from the Army Corps of Engineers, and they're going to work towards that timeline each and every day. But I want everyone, again, to understand how complex it is. What you see in those images above ground is only exacerbated when you go above water. It's only exacerbated when you go below. This wreckage is so mangled and tangled. It's like a piece of Jenga, and they're going to be very precise. They're going to move very quickly, but also safely and responsibly through this so that we don't injure or lose anyone else, and we will get the channel open as quickly as possible, but as safely as possible as well.
All right, Mayor Brandon Scott from Baltimore, thank you so much for your time this morning.